There's a reason for that. Ladies and gentlemen, he's been watching all week. You've been giving him stories. You've been giving him pictures. He knows all the inside dirt. And now we're all going to get the tea. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Brad Loakley!
Wow, hi! This feels good. See, Rich, I'm pretty. Everybody likes me. Not everybody, if you check the Telegram group. If you don't have Telegram, don't download it this cruise. You really dodged a bullet this week. Normally it's just fun, naughty, silly stuff, but this week, every other minute, it goes from sex party to school shooting. We'll get to that later. We'll choose love and laughter first and get to the violence later on. I am so excited that after 6 days, we go to our first port tomorrow. And what's funny is, I know this because I am this gay man too. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. For 13 years that I've been blessed to be with Atlantis, half of you have said to me at one time or another, wouldn't it be fun to just do a cruise where we didn't go anywhere and we just drank at sea? Well, you're fucking welcome. And then we did it, and you were like, I'm gonna die from blood alcohol poisoning! It's been a journey. Some of you have never seen rain, apparently. Someone actually said, I overhear a lot. I try to look down and just keep moving. Someone actually said, what's the point of going to the Caribbean if it's going to rain? I went back and wrote that down in my notebook and started sentence diagramming it. I'm like, is this a puzzle? Is this something a bridge troll asks me before I can walk across? But let me tell you, I've been gay for almost 45 years. I've been a professional stand-up comedian full-time for 15 years. An working artist since I was 12 years old. And you never cease to amaze, shock, and disgust me. Every time I think I've seen it all. Every time. This week, for the first time in 1,100 cruises, I was sitting in the piano bar, a perfectly respectful activity for those of you slut-shamers out there, and having a cocktail, listening to some Stephen Sondheim. And one of you gentlemen who I've known for a while and I love sat down next to me and said, Brad, you drink vodka, don't you? I said, I do. And he said, well, you're using that little measuring cup, which feels like a hate crime. And he said, and I always love your shows, so I have something for you. Let me make your drink stronger. And he pulled a Fleet enema out of his jacket in the piano bar where the music is. And then in front of other human mammals, without my consent, squeezed a Fleet enema of vodka into my glass. And then looked at me like we pulled off the heist of the century. And said, they'll never know. To which I said, I really wish they would know. Because right now they think I'm drinking your animal water. I mean, I finished the enema, I'm not rude. But that's dangerous. If you got a 6-pack of Belvedere enemas in your room, and then a 6-pack of real enemas, you mess that up once, you don't wake up the whole week. Or you mess up in the other direction and you're like, this fucking cocktail is briny. I didn't order a rum and coke. What the fuck happened here? There we go. First O of the night. There's plenty more to come. So if you are easily offended, I would head out to Piano Bar or jump in the fucking water till your lungs fill with the sea and die. Oh, let's see. Another thing I never thought I'd hear was one of you, of course one of you skinny people, I think we can all thank Bob the drag queen. And I'm not gonna stop doing it, I will always credit her. Which is the difference between being Brad Lockley and Elvis. I will always credit the black artist that I steal from. Oh, Elvis fans, fuck you. You don't know shit about Elvis, or do you care? You just want to fuck that long-faced boy from the movie. Elvis fans, please. I pass them in the buffet. They're setting up for the dinner in between the lunch, and he's trying to grab over the stanchion, you know, to get at the food, which I don't even do as a bear. I mean, come on. And he was a little drunk, and he was a little, you know, belligerent, and he was talking loudly and closely to the sweet little Filipino lady managing the buffet. And he was like, well, why do you have the food closed off? And she was like, explaining very politely, you know, it's just we're still setting up, it's gonna be a half an hour, we don't shut the buffet down that much. There's, you know, there's only a few times a day where there's maybe 15 or 20 minutes where you can't shove something in your mouth that's edible. Sorry. And he looked at me and went, Brad, can you believe this? I have to wait 30 minutes before I can get food. I said, I know, girl, it is rough. We used to make them work 24 hours a day, 7 days of the cruise. But then a bunch of these Filipino crew members watched that movie, The Menu, and they got some notions. And if you know anything about history, you don't want a Filipino with notions. That's how you get Imelda Marcos. Wow. And then, now I know some of you, are there first-time cruisers here at last laugh? Okay. So I'm going to paraphrase the story I've told on Atlantis before and that I told earlier this week, because it's important, because again, one of you took me by surprise with a little extra story for me to add to my story that made me go back to my room and throw up in my mouth a little. So I tell a story about lube. Many of you have heard it. How kids today, hoot and holler if you're under the age of 30. Yeah, don't be that excited. Not a lot of you, wow. You know, I tell a whole thing about lube, and when we were kids, there wasn't water-based and silicone and hybrid. There was just, you know, fucking Ginete lotion from your grandma's nightstand, spit, maybe chapstick, a little Crisco. And then I tell a story about how I dated a pastry chef in my 20s, and very long story short, one night he took a hunk of soft melted butter, shoved it in my ass, and fucked me in the kitchen. Tale as old as time. And then an hour after that show, a guest in the hallway goes, Brad, I got something for you to add to that butter story. Now, I'm not good at accents at all, so just know that it's important you know that he's from Texas, but I can't do a Texan accent, so just pretend that my natural voice is slightly more racist. I don't make the news, I just report it. And he said, Brad, I got one to do you better. When I was a teenager, peanut butter. That's all he said. When I was a teenager, peanut butter. And then before I could get it out of my mouth, he went, make sure it's smooth, not chunky. I mean, now I'm never gonna look at labels like Skippy and Peter Pan the same way again. Also, that's a real fucked up way for your parents to find out you have a nut allergy. You're 14 years old, 15 years old, you go into your mom in the kitchen with a baboon ass. Mom, I don't think I can go to school today. What happened, honey? Nutter butter. How many of you went on the racetrack, on the little speedway this week? Yeah, now I know where the skinny people are. You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you? Oh, they do? Because a lot of you were skinny enough that they didn't even say anything. They just eyeballed you. But if you look like me, somebody who enjoys life, you would pay $15 to NCL if you wanted to get on a racetrack and they had to weigh you in public on a gay cruise and then ask you for $15. You could have the bridge crew gay bash me and I'd probably pay them $15 before I pay you $15 to weigh me. Because at least with them kicking the shit out of me, I might actually come. Now, I didn't even go up there. I let other bears and chubby gentlemen come and tell me the information. Apparently, the sign says 125 kilos. Trouble is, many of us are from America, where all 125 kilos means is a fucking good time. And at $15, that's a hell of a price. So I'm not good at math, but I have an app for converting. That is 275 pounds. I don't know why you clapped and put your hands to Jesus for that, sir. You're like, came in right under the number. Fuck you, NCL. Now all I know is I was 237 pounds before COVID, and then I threw my scale out the fucking window of the second story of my house. And then I spent the last 2 years eating a full Thanksgiving dinner every 2 days alone. These jeans are made of spandex, and I can feel my heartbeat in my hip right now. And I tell you, Remember the other night when many of us were peacefully sleeping and the captain, for the first of 932 times, came into the PA system right above your fucking face, like he was just about to come, just and said, "Bravo, bravo, bravo." And I had just done a show that night, and I was like, finally, someone recognizes talent when they see it. And then what did all of us with a Wi-Fi package do? We swung around our expensive Wi-Fi dick, and we got online and Googled, what the fuck does Bravo mean? And it means smoke and or fire. And it was on the deck around near the racetrack. And I have a theory that a fucking bear went up there to try to get on the racetrack. And she came in at 276 and burst into flames. I don't know if you've ever seen a chubby guy like me on fire, but that is like putting out a grease fire at an Arby's. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Thank you. I am on fire. And I do make this, you know, I admit it, I own my chubbiness, I love my chubbiness, I embrace it. Many of you embraced it too. Funny story though, a very sweet guest who I've known for a while, who's not a chubby person, came up to me in the elevator after a show the other night where I also talked about, you know, being thick. And he went, "Brad, I love you so much, but I wish you wouldn't make jokes about being fat and ugly, because I don't think you're fat and ugly." I said, "First of all, I've never made a joke about me being ugly, cunt. I just make jokes about being fat. Honey, I know I'm a snack. I'm just a fucking appetizer platter for 4. Not some fucking little hummus cup like you." Oh. They've got racetracks, they've got an escape room. A fucking escape room. The best is, I only found out they have an escape room because one of my friends wants to do it because he's boring. And also very. All I'm gonna say is the only people who've ever asked me to do an escape room are people. You don't see a lot of black or brown people being like, "You know what would be fun? Let's go get locked in a room with no windows with strangers and compete to see who gets out." That should go well, historically. But then my friend was very disappointed because he's like, "I heard that like the escape room you can finish in like 11 minutes because it's made for like kids." I said, "Of course it's made for kids. We charter this ship once a fucking year. Of course the escape room is made for kids. It's made for parents to escape their fucking children because they're on vacation too." I said, "What did you think the themes were gonna be? Like, escape room, fucking escape NCL, escape room, escape carnival, escape," oh, I forgot what I wrote. Oh, escape room Atlantis, escape monogamy. I got to spend some time in the Haven region of the ship this week. I thank those of you who are friends and fans of mine, who have copious amounts of excess money, and who were willing to secretly prop open a back door and an air duct for me to shimmy through so I could get into the rich people area. But I wanted to go up there because I wanted to be able to come back to my people the pores down here in Gen Pop and report back on what I discovered of their Elon Musk-like life. So first of all, you may have noticed they have a special elevator that only they have a key to, and special doors. So the elevator goes up and it opens, and then they have a beautiful bar, and they have their own restaurant, they own an infinity pool. And let me tell you, up there, the bartender seems to have paralysis with the bottles this way. You don't see a measuring cup up there, I promise you that much. And they have deck chairs that are also rimming chairs. And then in the Haven restaurant, every day, they do the Haven restaurant's version of a suckling pig on a spit, which is just an interior stateroom twink that they've pulled out of the population. Very farm to table. Oh. And then I didn't get to do this either, but there's a virtual reality thing. Did people do the virtual reality thing? What were the options? Shouts it out. You got what? You got seasick? I don't think that was the virtual reality. You're on the fucking sea, Queen. So many of you have forgotten that this week. You're walking around like, what do you mean there's waves? I have a suggestion for NCL. You might want to have one of those little virtual reality designer nerdy people design VR versions of each of the ports. Maybe you know where I'm going with this. Not to Costa Maya. I just think it would help you guys out with customer service issues if some of the guests could virtually visit Great Stirrup Cay or Costa Maya. You know, if ever again you run into this weird problem of there being a light breeze in the ocean, you know the ocean, where all the breezes come from. Sea breeze, ocean breeze. We've named cocktails after it. Oh. I can tell you, I haven't had a chance to meet the captain yet, and usually after last lap, I hope I don't. They usually don't like me after my show. But I definitely can tell you he's probably not Italian, because I've been on board a lot of ships with Italian captains. And let me tell you, Italian captains make it into port. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about the ship, your life, your grandma. They don't give a fuck. Have you ever seen an Italian on a Vespa driving around Italy? They don't even paint lines on the road. If we had an Italian captain, he would have just fucking beached the thing in Stirrup Cay if he couldn't find parking. Bless him though. You can't get mad at a man who wants to protect a $4 billion ship and a lot of really high maintenance gay people. Because aside from losing his whole career if he breaks the ship, if the news story is 1,600 flaming homosexuals were drowned by a heterosexual captain in the Bahamas. You know, every other day it wasn't here, it was intentional. He hates us. But I don't know where he's from, but where he's from, they talk a lot. Woo! I've never had a captain come into the room over that PA system that many times. There are men that I have fucked and dated and lived with for years that didn't talk to me in bed as much as he did. like, is this what it's like to be a straight man? Shut the fuck up! I opened that NCL app hoping it was like an Uber Black and I could hit Quiet Ride. Oh, and then those slides. Those fucking slides. First of all, fucking thoughts and prayers if you rented a balcony that has a slide going through the middle of it. Every 15 minutes you heard a middle-aged gay man sound like he was giving birth as he went through it. And then a couple of you got stuck in there. Fuck all the way off. I would own this company if I got stuck in a fucking tube on the outside of the ship. Also, if we charter another ship that has these fucking tubes going through balconies, you gotta be careful which guests you give those balconies to. Because I'll bring an aluminum bat on board. And I will scare the shit out of you in that tube. Or just bring a wrench and unbolt the thing. Use it like fucking trout fishing. Just catch and release. Pull the pretty ones out, throw the ugly ones back. Notice how I said ugly, not fat. Oh my god. Oh! Am I in trouble? Are the sprinklers coming on? You gotta be careful, guys. When the lights change, I think I'm having another stroke. Oh God, where the fuck were we? Oh, you know who I did see who was really excited to get their boyfriends or partners to go on the slide was twinks getting their daddies to go down the slide. Yeah. He pushed you down, yeah, because he's hoping you're one or two heart murmurs away from being financially independent. You get Papa Bear down that slide the wrong way, you've got a house in Fort Lauderdale. Come here, Daddy. No, you go first. I'll be waiting at the bottom of the corner. I don't know why you kids were worried about a dick deck because the spa was the Continental Bathhouse this week. That is true. You want your money back? I don't know, honey. You want your money back? Shit in this hand and clap and see which happens first. If you couldn't get laid in the spa, that's on you, girl. Because they have these shower stall things, which in fairness, I don't know what the fuck they're for straight people. Because they're orgy showers. They have a 16-person capacity. But because on a regular cruise, it's the cast of Cocoon in there, they have a panic button in each one. And I know for a fact, there was a little Vietnamese lady who got all her fucking steps in this week, running to reset the panic button. That spa has been her Vietnam, and she's from Vietnam. Speaking of the spa, I had an amazing massage. I really did have a great massage this week. It was really, really good. And you know, many of you have seen me before. I know I've always told a lot of stories about the spa, but again, God bless NCL, because I've got another one. So I go in there, I get the massage, and she's coming back in to do the timeshare pitch of Atlantis products. You know that pitch where halfway through you're like, can I just join Scientology? Jesus fucking Christ. And now first, they want to buddy up, so she massaged me, she gave me a really good massage. She goes, can I ask you, she goes, your legs are so muscular. You have very muscular legs. I was like, oh, girl, are we fucking? What's going on here? And then she was like, are you a runner? I'm like, oh, now we're fighting. Okay. Now you're just a cunt. I got it. Yeah, I'm a runner. If I didn't run when I heard bravo, bravo, bravo. She said, no, like, were you like a runner when you were like young? I go, yeah, all gay men were runners when we were young. It was to try to not get murdered. And she goes, no, and I said, listen, girl, I said, I'm 45 years old. I started having sex when I was an adolescent. You ride cowgirl on top of a few thousand muscle bears for 20 years, and you'll have the calves of bison too. But she had the greatest sales pitch technique I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, she had this high ponytail, fabulous makeup, like, she was just fierce. And she had given me a facial, because none of you would. And so I figured I'd pay for one. And so she's presenting all the facial Atlantis products or whatever, and she goes through the whole thing, and at the very end, she just calmly and confidently goes, so, would you like to purchase any of these amazing products, or would you like your face to go back to looking the way it did before? Like I'm the kid in the movie Mask, like Cher's my mom and I look like a fucking padded toilet seat. I went, no, I'm just gonna go back to the way my face went before and head back up to the bell tower on deck 18. Enjoyed mopping up the gene pool in the fucking sauna, girl. All right, before we get to the photos, because time is moving quickly, you guys are great. Like, God, you're on fire. You're alive. Sometimes at 11 p.m. on the last night, we're all a little quiet, but it's almost like we have pent-up energy, like we didn't go anywhere. By the way, I've already checked with Shore Excursions, and anyone who was going to spend $249 to swim with pigs, I have demanded you don't get a refund and I get that money. I'm right here, pick a pool. Oink, oink, faggots. You can come to my room. I'll fucking have a spider spell out some pig in a rag. Some of you are bougie bitches too. I forget, because girl, I'm bougie. I am bougie as fuck. My mother goes, you've created a life where you're what I call wealth adjacent. You don't have any money of your fucking own, but everyone around you has a fucking yacht, 9 houses. She, like, literally one day she was like, how are you getting, from this place to that place with your friends on vacation? I said, oh, they have a PJ. She said, what the fuck is that? I said, private jet. She was like, simmer the fuck down. You're from rural upstate New York. You used to eat bologna and peanut butter sandwiches, you little fat fuck. That was your PJ, not a fucking jet. But so we were at the comedy show the other night, and a dear friend of mine who I met on Atlantis years ago, who's a Haven guest. Abe, one of our comedians, was talking about washy woman up in the buffet. Don't give your fucking self away. Relax, you dumb rich cunts. And afterwards, he's like, Brad, what I like about you is like your jokes are relatable. They're about the cruise. Abe was talking about some washy shit. I said, bitch, that's about the cruise. Every cruise has fucking a crew member standing right by the buffet 24/7 with the sanitizer bottle. Before COVID, like, washy. Some of them have songs. Fucking washy. He goes, oh, is that what they've been saying all these years? Like washy? I went, yeah. What did you think they were saying? He goes, I don't know, I just assumed it was something pleasant in Chinese. What? He said, yeah, they go washy, I go enitomo, arigato, roboto to you too, ma'am. Konnichiwa. I don't make the news, I just report it. All right, let's see if all my newfangled technology works. Let's go to the first photo of my scrapbook. Going ashore? I don't know, are we? That came to the rooms at 12:01 a.m. today, and it already did not age well. Oh, let me look at my photo notes. I don't know what's coming next. I don't want to shock and appall you. I mean, I do. Okay, I don't know what in the straight hell this is, but if you looked at a wine list this week at a bar, you found out that Bon Jovi has a rosé. First of all, get my Veuve Clicquot away from Bon Jovi's rosé. I mean, it is from France, so I assume that translates to good Jovi. But for $19, John better have spit in it. I'm so glad that I spent $287,000 on the internet package, the premium internet package, so that Grindr and Scruff wouldn't work. It took me longer to upload an Instagram story than it took me to read War and Peace. But this came through. Pack your bag and your colon, we're going to poop school. I expected to click on it and have it be about us. Speaking of poop school, you might have gone into a public restroom and seen this. Oh, see, so many feelings. Have some decorum, that's not classy. You all type into the Telegram group from a sling. I will say, you shouldn't deface the marble, because this thing was glued on there like an old-time fucking movie poster. That bastard was in there with a paintbrush and shellac. Also, how did nobody before now claim the handle Atlantis Hole? You didn't have to do Atlantis Hole 69. Good for you, young and/or old man. I can't tell from your photo. There is a thin line in a photo between what looks like sexy submission and corpse. And some of you are like, how dare he deface these beautiful bathrooms? These beautiful bathrooms also have like fucking backyard hose attachments in every stall. What do straight people do when we're not here? Are they just shitting all over the walls and the ceiling? These poor crew members are going in there with a fucking hose. many of you stuck your ass on that to clean out. I will turn this ship around. Whoever designed this failed. What the fuck? What a great idea to have a touchless and touch system at the same time. Very Squid Games. Fucking stupid red light, green light bullshit. It is odd that so many of you were offended when I made an Elvis reference before, when this was in the Facebook group. Please introduce me to the gentleman or team. First of all, why couldn't it just be a woman? Gentleman or team at NCL Corporate Office who believes that Elvis rock 60s music is the right music to play on the new super modern and minimalist specialty restaurants. Thank you. What? You spent $280 for internet and that's what you posted? Also, again, the ship is built for breeders. Have you met straight people before? Tacky as fuck. They're the same people who would buy that. That is a $9,000 elephant with monkeypox. How many watches do straight people need, too? The fuck? Just thousands of watches, millions of dollars of watches. They not have phones? I have no idea why anyone would wear a watch until this week, and I saw this one and I thought it was really pretty, and so I got it. Down to the NCL sexual harassment lawsuit in 3, 2, 1. I feel like it is good to follow this up with this sign. I'm proud of none of you for stealing that. That should have been stolen, made into t-shirts. The top should have it tattooed as a front tramp stamp. A lot of you have commented that you missed the towel animals. I do not. I find them creepy. It's a waste of my towels. It takes up time. And it's really weird when after 4 of you come on me, I have to pick up a flounder, or a gorilla, or a baby elephant. Like I'm fucking in a kindergarten fucking playpen. Wipe it off. And if any of you are sailing with us next week on Royal, God, you people are gluttons for punishment. Royal Caribbean has created a towel animal just this year, or at the end of last year, that I've never seen before, and I've already filed a restraining order on the stateroom attendant department. I came back to my room on Royal Caribbean, on the last Royal Caribbean ship we did last year, and found that. That is real, hand to Jesus. I am not that creative. I called my stateroom attendant. He went, "Hello, Mr. Brad, what can I do for you?" I said, "You fucking know what you can do for me. You come back here and you plunge that Fraggle Rock out of my fucking toilet." All right, we are gonna very briefly and in a positive manner jump into the Telegram group. say about the Telegram group from this particular cruise is what I will say about what I've learned in 45 years of living as a gay man on this planet, in a society that oftentimes comes for us, so we don't need to cannibalize each other. They'll eat us to death without us doing it to each other. And in the 20 years I've been doing comedy, I've also learned, if you choose love and you choose laughter, everybody wins. But I will warn you, if you go into a group messaging app and use my name and choose violence, I promise you I'll win. This is my favorite. Whoever you are, sir, I fucking love you. Just throwing it out there. Verse top, into oral, kissing, body contact, rimming. Regular for vanilla, for kinks. Not a pup, but love pups. Love bait bros. I'm a bait bro too. Circle jerk, porn, role play, dad, son. Love to bring big bro, wrestler. Very sensitive nipples. Ass play, fingers, toys, etc. Leather, underwear, jockstrap, singlet, and more. Good for you. She's casting a wide net, honey. She's fucking wicked tuna fishing in the Arctic. Also, what could possibly be the end more at this point? Murder, necrophilia. Fucking your father, fucking my father. Also, I'll give you guys credit. You can have an emotional range in these kinds of groups. Very top. Swing by, breathe the birthday boy. Looking for world peace. Horny at my place, horny here. Who isn't horny here? And then sometimes I worry about some of you. Morning, anyone know if we're able to leave the ship? We're still moving. I don't judge. I say this as a public service announcement. If the ship is still moving, please don't try to go into port, because you will die. Now let's quit. The Telegram group is fine the first few days, and then Sling Gate. You'd think fucking 9/11 had hit the Hindenburg. Holy shit. So some queen, who's poorer than all of you, was on the MSC Divina. Took a photo of a perfectly harmless sling on a balcony. We're in port, no one's using it. Writes a perfectly lovely, cheeky, funny, love you guys, miss you guys, it's funny to watch the parents explain to the kids, oh, that's an adult chair. And you kids fucking ran with this. One of you literally said something like, think of the children. Which is how I know you don't have children. You wonder how many times I walked in on my parents fucking? It's like our house didn't have locks on the doors. That doesn't traumatize a child. Bullets traumatize a child. Hate traumatizes a child. I guarantee you there were at least 12 chubby little soon-to-be faggots just like I was on that boat looking at that. That was the day they realized there was a better life and a better ship for them out there. Bing bong boom. Attention all guests, this is the captain. Loads, loads, loads. All decks, all bottoms, all tops. Loads, loads, loads. All decks, all bottoms, all tops. Crew, please report to your muster stations. Swim for your lives, and may God have mercy on your souls. Anyone Google what that means? This is the last one from the Telegram or the Facebook group, and I've left the person's profile name up because I don't know if we've met before, sir, but I'm in love with you because this is the greatest post I've ever seen on the internet, and it sparks such joy in me. I like fried chicken and big dicks. Hey, fucking men, sister. And let me tell you, Todrick, if you're here, Todrick's a friend of mine. If this doesn't become a fucking lyric and the inspiration for a song, I challenge you. I love fried chicken and big dicks like hot baths and quick trips. I want that on my tombstone. He liked fried chicken and big dicks. Also, I assume well, I don't assume I know Giovanni, but I assume loads might be responsible for this. Oh, speaking of slides, oh, we got it. Oh, Jesus. Stop laughing, I have so much more to tell you. I wasn't going to do this slide, obviously, after I saw someone get stuck, because I understand how physics works. So when you start spinning this in a circle, that's how ships fucking go oopsie-daisy. Dear friends of mine, dear friends of mine, made the mistake of sending me the video of one of them doing the slide an hour before this show. So if you didn't do the slide because you're sane, here's what you missed. So first you put your feet in this NCL branded body bag. Yep, now just zip it up, pull it up around you. Get the corpse in there. The fuck sheep again. He's like, am I okay? She went, yeah. Oh God. Now she comes back, so he takes off his sunglasses, because that's gonna help. Doesn't help him. Puts them in his pocket. Can you see the dead in her eyes? She's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Wait for the scream.
4, 3, 2, 1.
That's now the ringtone when you call me. All right, nope. No, ma'am. I rebuke you in the name of the Lord. The fuck? The fuck you put that in front of us to eat? One of those, you don't end it with a verb. That dish just ends with a verb. I mean, they're just throwing shit together now. That's tuna and red onion pizza. Is this an Olivia cruise? What the fuck are we doing? Guess what happens when you guys don't eat enough scrambled eggs at breakfast? You get scrambled egg tacos. Now this next one. Shut up, Queen. You're getting there. Don't give it away. Those are chicken nachos. I know they're chicken nachos because before I took this photo, they were full and then I ate them. It was on the Mexican food station. It was chicken and jalapenos and cheese and beans and fucking tortilla chips. It was nachos. It was not Mexican chicken lasagna. You're just stringing words together now, NCL. Raspberry sailboat ship. Nothing on earth could prepare me for this. Yeah, hi, could I have a piece of the murder chicken? If any of you have seen the movie Smile, you're gonna be dead soon. It's like the pastry girls from the morning made a fucking voodoo doll of this. Alright, it's almost time for me to get out of here. I know, but you guys still have to pack, and I already got paid, and I don't get paid by the minute, so... I'm kidding, I love you. You guys have been an amazing audience this week. A huge thank you to the crew who has worked double time and triple hours. With a smile and a song in their heart the whole time. Thank you to Rich Campbell and my whole Atlantis family, our whole Atlantis family. I'm beginning my 13th year of ridiculous living around the world with all of you, and it really is a blessing because I've played Altoona in the winter, and if you think a little bit of rain and breeze is bad, play Altoona in the winter. Before I get out of here, I actually was planning to tell this story anyway, because it happened this week. This gentleman, many of you may know, because of course we sail in and out of the Disney port. This gentleman is Bob Gurr. Bob Gurr is in his 90s. He is a gay man who was one of the original Disney Imagineers. He is responsible for things like the Haunted Mansion, the Matterhorn, the monorail, the submarine voyage. He has been for almost a century a creative genius. A man born in the 1930s when none of this could have ever happened. But imagine born in the 1930s and it was 1973 when the American Psychiatric Association finally decided to declassify our existence as a mental illness. I met Bob early on performing for Atlantis, and my first memory of Bob is us being on a tender back from Monaco, as you do. And he had said to me, "Oh, Brad, you know, I've seen a few of your shows, you know, you're funny, you're witty," very polite, very polite. And we started talking, and he started telling me a story, and I was blown away. And he said, "Brad," at that point, I mean, this was back in the beginning, he was in his 80s then. And he said, "Brad, I have to tell you," I said, because he does like almost all of these a year. I mean, truly, he has got more energy than I do. He's got like 4 boyfriends. He is crushing it. And he said, "Brad, you know, one of my greatest hopes for you and for all of the guys on Atlantis," he goes, "because to me, you're all whippersnappers. You're all twinks to me." He said, "I really hope all of you get to be 80 and 90 years old." He said, "because something really beautiful happens when you get to that age as a gay man. You stop giving a shit about what your hair looks like every minute of the day, what your stomach looks like every minute of the day, what your clothes look like, and you just care about the stuff that matters. and you really just exist as yourself, which as a gay man is one of the hardest things to do. And I just fell in love with him. And we've hung out throughout the years. He's come to shows. And then this week, he came to my second show, waited for me after, and he came up and went, wow, Brad, just over this last decade or so, you just get funnier every time. It's really beautiful to watch creatively. And then he said, because I have to tell you, when I first saw you perform, I hated you. I went, okay. He went, no, because the thing is, Brad, he goes, my whole life I had a hang-up about profanity. I had a hang-up about profanity and vulgar language. I said, well, yeah, then that would be a problem coming to my show. And he said, but what amazed me, though, is that I have no problem if somebody doesn't think I'm funny, if somebody thinks I'm profane, if that's not your thing. As Helen Bonham Carter says, I don't have to be everybody's cup of tea, but I damn well know I'm a lot of people's double shot of whiskey. And what I love about Bob, and I think the lesson for all of us is, he didn't come up and yell at me for not being the kind of artist or purse comedian or even gay man that he was or that he thought all of us should be. He didn't even stop coming to see me to see if I developed or changed. He kept coming back and kept coming back. And what ended up happening is that what I did broke through his bias and his issue with profanity, and he saw the comedy and the love and the joy that I wrap in a dirty, foul-mouthed little package. And that to me is the greatest compliment I've probably ever gotten professionally and personally in my life. And then the next day I run into him in one of the restaurants. He goes, Brad, I just want to say, I've been thinking about it. I really hope I hope I didn't offend you when I told you, you know, how I felt when I first started performing. I said, Bob, no, quite the opposite. It really was quite touching because it really showed, you know, we don't all have to be alike to love each other and to learn and grow from each other and with each other. And he went, oh, thank God, because really, Brad, I hated you. I really thought you were terrible. And I said, I get it, Bob. And you design roller coasters. Have you seen these slides, Daddy? Come over here, Daddy. Get down the slide, Daddy. Thank you guys so much!
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Brad Loveland! Brad Loveland, ladies and gentlemen, at a packed full house, a last full of the week. Guys, ladies, thank you so much for joining us this week. Travel safe. We'll see you on the next Atlantis adventure. Good night.